Hey y'all, this is a place for honest conversation, for fearless thinking, and lots of laughs. A place where nobody has a monopoly on the answers to the questions we're all grappling with, whatever your spirituality or religion or lack of one. Welcome to Hope and Anchor.
We're really big on celebrating difference. So whatever you think, whatever you feel, diving into questions that are really important, diving into issues that matter the most to you. Here is a place to be honest, to be authentic, to let your hair down. Yeah, let your hair. I was going to say let your knickers down.
I don't have much
but
hair
I meant
left.
let your hair down. Or you could let your knickers down. Mainly hair, but not you, because you haven't got much.
And who are you?
I'm Jazz. I'm far. We're always talking about where we are on the spirituality spectrum.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure I make it up on the day. I think it's this whole thing around connection and kindness and like radical kindness. That feels like spirituality to me.
And Jazz, I think you and I get along so well for lots of reasons, but one of the things is that we are different. I'm gay. I'm a person in recovery from addictions. I'm also a Christian. And when I say that, I don't mean like Christianity is better than everyone else, but sort of that's my particular way in. And I love being in the rooms of recovery with people who are Christian and Muslim and Jewish and Sikh and Hindu and people of many faiths and no faith. We're all getting better together. So I love that. At this table, Hope and Anchor, everyone is welcome. Faithful, faithless, Gen Z, Gen Z, boomer, left brain, right brain.
Traitor.
Even traitors.
Oh.
Who do you believe is a traitor and why? Will.
I'm really sorry, Amanda, I put your name. And if I've got it wrong, I'm really sorry.
Now please reveal, are you a faithful or are you a traitor?
Oh, I'm getting emotional now and I don't cry. It's been amazing. That'll take lots away from you all and we will meet up again.
They bust hard on our shoulder.
I am a traitor, guys.
If you have been living under a rock and you haven't noticed that reality TV rules, you might have missed out on these shows since the millennium, like Big Brother and The Circle. And last year, a fantastic new show graced our airways. And from that new show, there was some new... I know you don't like the word star, but I kind of feel like beautiful people who we all know.
Oh.
That's what I mean by stars. Were born. And we have one on our show today, and that is the lovely Amanda Lovett. It's so good to be with you.
Thank you both. Thank you to the listeners who's listening in today. From a traitor to a pilgrim in a year.
I love that.
What a student.
What a student.
It's quite a journey.
Yeah. Gold star for me.
Gold star. But you don't like the term star for yourself. Why not?
No, I'm just someone who's come out of TV and enjoying different experiences that I would normally in life.
Well, I was at a coffee meeting earlier this morning, and I was saying what I was doing today, this afternoon. I said, I've got Amanda Lovett coming in to talk about spirituality and life. And people were like, from the Traitors! From the Welsh, from the Traitors. And so everyone, lots of people do know you. And so what was it like to move from being kind of a normal mom, whatever that is, to not star?
It was strange. I mean, when we were filming The Traitors, some of the production team said if this goes where the BBC would like it to go, because obviously nobody knew how it would be received by the public because we were series 1, if they'd like it or if they wouldn't like it because people were lying and deceiving, and that if it goes where the BBC want it to go, then you won't be able to go into your local supermarket without being recognised. And I thought, oh my gosh, don't be so silly. I thought it was going to be, a come and go sort of thing. And we were in Rome actually when it aired, and having a little family weekend, and we went to a restaurant, and I was recognised. So my twin daughters, who were 18 at the time, were absolutely mortified. The people were coming up to their mum going, can I have a picture with you? They were like, oh, head down, oh gosh, do you have to? And I love that people are invested in the programme because I'm very proud to be part of it. And obviously I love that they loved me. So thank you very much.
Well, they do love you. Beyond being recognised in restaurants in Rome, what effect has it had on your life?
I gave up my estate agency job and went and seen the country and explored our beautiful Great Britain. Last year I toured Great Britain doing all the prides. I've done Homes Under the Hammer with Tommy Walsh, which was a great privilege for me as an estate agent. Done the pilgrimage since, done lots of different things and met lots and lots of different people.
You said before that you went along originally because it's a free breakfast, it's something that isn't the schoolroom, which I totally identify with.
Absolutely.
Do you think like going into that with no expectations allowed you to be yourself, and that like that's part of the reason why you are adored, because you were you.
I think I did find myself again in that. I'd done school runs for 32 years, and you become the mum, you become the cook, you become the cleaner or the dad, the carer. It's not just us ladies, and you do lose yourself. Life is so fast, isn't it? It's just at a fast pace, and we're sort of planning next week before this week finishes, and before you know it, where did Amanda Lovett go? That little 17-year-old that sat in her bedroom. So when I went to the Traitors, obviously we couldn't have any communication with the outside world. And it was lovely just to find me and be with strangers that I could be me. I wasn't mum, I wasn't the wife, I was just me again.
Mum, yeah.
Well, who were you? This is the thing, because it's obviously a show. I loved watching it.
Yeah.
Why do people love it? It's about deception. It's about watching people. First of all, why do you think people love it so much?
It appeals to all ages. So it's, the kids watching it with the grandparents. You get all the students together. I've had loads of people saying, I had to wait for, a group of nurses for my colleagues to come back. We're all sharing a flat. We couldn't watch it. We all had to sit and watch it together. Families would have WhatsApp groups about it. It's really brought the nation together. But I think as Brits, we love a bit of cloak and dagger. We do love a bit of cloak and dagger, don't we? But it's not just about deception, see. It's about trust.
Yes.
Yeah.
More
Absolutely.
about trust.
I think it's more about trust, especially for the traitors, because you have to gain other people's trust so quickly in there. Because when you invest trust in somebody, even if you get a gut feeling that they're not the person you think they might be, it's hard to admit that to yourself when you've invested that trust in that person. You don't want to admit you're wrong, really, do you?
Yeah. It's trust that's built to convince someone of something that's not actually true.
Other people trusting you, because I think it's the thing for me is looking at going, who would I trust? Can I trust myself to make the right decisions about people? I think that's the thing that people like about it.
Yeah.
Well, you heard that over and over again. I feel it in my gut. I know. So it must be true. And you're like, it ain't true. It's not.
It ain't
so
true.
your gut is not as good as you think it is,
Exactly. We had some people saying, I'll bet my job on it and I'll do this. And I was thinking, no, don't say that now, because it's going to be aired to all these people. And, your gut isn't that. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
It's amazing through life who we do invest our trust in, isn't it?
Yeah.
And perhaps that's why we all like it, because we think, it's easy to sit on the outside and think, oh, you're so wrong, and why aren't you picking this up? But when you really believe in someone, you believe in everything they say.
Yeah.
You invest yourself in that person.
Yeah.
You talk about going from being a traitor to a pilgrim, which is a lovely, lovely thing. And so for those who haven't seen it, on the show, The Traitors, where you're sort of creating false trust in order to win, to this pilgrimage where you, with people of difference, are walking along and trying to encounter something unknown or something, God, or however you talk about it.
Yeah.
Going on a pilgrimage can be a renewing and transformative experience.
Here we go.
That is beautiful.
God feels like he is talking to me.
Now, 7 well-known personalities commit to an immersive spiritual journey of their own.
You just feel so alive.
That vicar got us. What a dude.
Among them, a non-practicing Anglican.
I am conscious that I only pray when I need something.
A pilgrim who was brought up Catholic.
I am still a Catholic and I still love my faith. Whether there's a big man sitting on a big chair, I don't know, but I know that there is someone there.
And a lapsed Muslim.
Being Muslim was a big part of my childhood.
Are you more traitor or are you more pilgrim?
The Traitor was fun.
Okay.
It was a fun game that I played. And, I've said it many a time. My sister doesn't like me saying this. If I took my sister to a murder mystery weekend, I would gladly kill her because I know she's getting up on a Sunday. It'd be years of, my big sister revenge,
Yeah.
So,
keep the score.
keep the score.
Playful murder.
Playful murder. And it absolutely was a game I enjoyed playing. When you're given the authority to go out and be really naughty and deceptive.
Oh, yeah.
We all love it, don't we?
Yeah.
But the pilgrimage was a journey.
Yeah.
It was just totally different. It was a journey that I went on. It wasn't a game. It was a journey where I went to find myself, along with other people who became great friends. that we didn't know we'd all become great friends, and question myself in a lot of ways that I haven't questioned myself, my beliefs, my faith, you know, and really where I am, what I think in life.
One of the questions we always ask our guests is, you know, where they are on the spirituality spectrum. And, you know, we on Hope and Anchor, we think that spectrum is so broad and wide and deep and diverse.
Oh,
but
absolutely.
how do you describe where you are on that spectrum?
I am a believer. I believe in my faith. I'm a Catholic. I went into the pilgrimage because I was taught in a Catholic primary school. I was taught by nuns. And then I went to a Catholic secondary school. I am practicing. However, I don't go to church every week. I don't believe that you have to go to church to practice your faith. That's one thing I've always said. You can believe, you know, when you think of Muslims, they will get down anywhere and pray at certain times. You know, you don't have to be in a church building to practice your faith. However, after coming out of the Traitors, I was embraced by the LGBTQ plus community. Now, I'd never had involvement within, and I'm not calling it community, I call it my family now. I'd never had involvement. I didn't really understand a lot of it because I never had to be in that sort of place in life. Yeah, it wasn't my world. But having been embraced by these beautiful people, I have seen so many happy relationships between the same sex, beautiful relationships, so much courage from people. It brings tears to my eyes. So much stories of courage, of people having to come to terms with their sexuality, what their response to their family, their friends are, how they're accepted in society, that I all of a sudden questioned, how can I believe in this faith and believe in this God that doesn't bless this? Because Catholicism didn't bless same-sex relationships at the time. You know, it really tore me apart because it's like I felt like I was betraying my family. So I had him up there and my family there, and I thought, why don't you bless this love that I am seeing?
When you say him up there, you mean
God. Or Jesus,
okay.
yes. Yeah. I don't believe there's a big man in a chair, but, you know, whoever, whatever is up there. I thought, well, you know, I've got my faith there, and why isn't the person that I believe in blessing this love that I see down here? And so I went on the pilgrimage to question that because it was a Catholic pilgrimage. So I met up with nuns and we had conversations, and but I came out of it with a totally different journey than what I went into.
See, I love that you question that. 'Cause I think a lot of people have that why question. It's always like, if there's God, why does horrible stuff happen? But actually being that specific about, but look, I'm seeing this love, why? And being encouraged to question that's so beautiful because, and then going on the pilgrimage as a result.
I had my chat with the nuns who reassured me that God does love everybody, and coming out of the pilgrimage, I'd heard that, well, it was about a month or 2 months later, that Pope Francis has blessed now same-sex relationships. So him above did listen to me.
You got a lot of influence there, Amanda.
Yeah, I've got a lot of influence. Just
that pilgrimage
DM me any pictures.
Really paid off.
Yeah, DM me any pics, any messages, you know, and I will try my best,
straight
guys.
to the Lord,
Yeah,
huh?
straight to the Lord. I didn't realise my mum passed away, it'll be 5 years ago when I'd done the pilgrimage, and I've kept her ashes by the side of my bed for 5 years. She wanted to go back to Ireland because she was Irish, and I just wouldn't allow my sister and myself to take her back because I wasn't ready emotionally or physically to let her go. Now, I don't know whether that was because I had a lot of questions.
You had a complicated relationship, didn't you?
Yeah,
She was an alcoholic.
Functioning alcoholic, which I didn't know there's different types of alcoholics until after she'd passed. She wasn't a very maternal mum. She was, as I say, an American tan tights, Benson Hedges lady, played the bingo every weekend, half a lager in her hand, played the bandit. And when I was growing up, I resented that because my friends' mums were there baking and cooking, and that's the mum I wanted. But she had dementia in her later years, and that made me question, I would have given anything to have the little bingo lady back. So I don't think I was ready physically or emotionally to let her go, but going on the pilgrimage and meeting everybody else, all the other pilgrims, and seeing the struggles that they go through in life. Every day, one of those pilgrims struggle with something. It doesn't matter what status they have in life, what money they have in life. We all have our struggles. And I think listening to them and just talking and listening. We don't listen anymore. We just talk. We don't actually listen to people. And I listened to Ishan a lot, and he was talking about his mum, and, you know, he was quite annoyed with his faith that they'd taken his mum, and I came out of it, and we were asked to leave something go at the end of the pilgrimage, which, you know, sort of we were hanging on to, and I just turned around and I was ready to let her go. I just felt I could just feel her wings fly, and I thought, I'm ready to let her go, and I felt my heart was whole again.
That's so beautiful.
Yeah, it's somehow I found that through talking and walking with everybody that I was ready to let her go. So, yeah, she's gone back to Ireland and she's doing her Irish jig up in the sky, I say now. Playing bingo.
Bingo with the Benson edges.
Yeah, Benson edges up there. They're cheaper up there.
Cheaper up there. I don't know where you said it, but you were talking about Father Christmas and Rudolph as a harmless fable that we all love to get caught up in. And it's fun. It's not deceptive. And it's sort of deceptive, like you tell your kids, like, oh, there's a Father Christmas and you feed the reindeer, whatever. But it's meant for good, right?
Yes.
Do you think of spirituality that way, as like it's a set of stories? Or do you think there's something actually deeper and real? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I think the Old Testament is a lot of tales in it, but I do think, well, it is scripture that there was a man, Jesus, who's on this
historical fact.
Historical fact, which, I mean, some of the pilgrims didn't know, which was fascinating to think of. I don't know whether that was just fascinating to me because I'd been brought up in a Catholic school. I just found that, you know, amazing. But to me, I think religion or spirituality should be about having your own comfort, where you find spirituality in. You can believe in different gods. You know, we've seen so many wars over the years. You know, if you don't believe what I believe, you are wrong. I'm right. One thing I found with the 7 of us walking and talking, we all had different beliefs, different faiths. We're all good people, and we all want to help people and support people. And that surely is got to be a part of spirituality. You know, being spiritual towards each other, being kind, and finding the good in people and taking time to find the good in people and look after each other. You know, if you start your spirituality there, then you can just go up the ladder and you can go where you want to from there.
That's a starting block. I love that.
Yeah,
like,
I think so.
This basic, foundational ethic of like, be kind to each other.
Yes.
Be loving. That's, if you don't have that, you won't go any farther.
Lots of doors are closed.
Oh,
if you don't
I like
have
that.
Yes.
And respect each other's points of views. You know, we can have opinions. We're individuals. Just because it's not what you believe in, it doesn't make it wrong. It doesn't make you right.
And I've been wrong enough in my life to have a certain degree of humility now about like my certainties about things. You know, it's like, I will be wrong about loads of things, you know, in the future and now. So like that gives me a sense of like just basic humility. But I love this idea of love and respect as the starting point. You know, when y'all are going out to this island off the coast of Wales, my partner and I have hiked that coastal path. So we've been at Aberdaron, which is so beautiful. Yeah. And I only looked out at Bardsey. I didn't go out there. But you talk about this thin space where what is real and material here on Earth connects to something real that's beyond us. And that's that kissing point.
It is.
Which feels like for me, that's another part of spirituality. It's like, I want to be kind. I think that's essential. But I also think for me, that spirituality gives us a different like eye or heart to be able to like live into that weird dimension, whatever it is.
Absolutely. We were taken up on one of the mountains and where we found a ponder point. And we were told to stand there for, I think it was 10 minutes in silence and just find a spot and look at it. And, you know, by doing that and letting your brain actually simmer down, breathe, your whole body connect with nature, you actually see the beauty that's out there. You can actually feel it. And I think we don't take enough time, when we go walking, we've got our earphones in and we're listening to music, we listen to, podcasts, we're always listening.
Don't listen to podcasts.
No, but please listen to podcasts.
Lisa Hobaker podcast,
yes. But we never actually just take 5 or 10 minutes throughout the whole week just to sit in silence and just reconnect with ourselves. And life is so fast that we need to do that. We need it for our mental health. We need it for our well-being.
Yeah.
We need to just connect with our souls again.
What happens in your brain? Because I really believe in that. I'm a real chatty Kathy. You could probably tell.
Yeah.
I chat. Yep. But I also think silence, for me, that's been a lifeline to God. My mind, when I get started in the silence, is like monkey mind. It's crazy thoughts.
Yeah.
What's your experience when you do reconnect to your soul or to the higher power? What does that feel like in you?
Oh, it's honestly, I feel like a warmth throughout me, and I've only sort of learned this through the pilgrimage. Like my time on Traitors was great. It was not great. I know I love my family if they're listening, but it was lovely to have my time and reconnect with me. But it's not until I went on the pilgrimage that I've actually taken time out in silence. And I think that old metaphor of silence is golden. We forget sometimes. And it's, we all need to soothe our souls. And as you've said, I mean, I go to bed and I start thinking it's like a black and white movie going on in my head. Sometimes it's like all the stuff and what I haven't done and what I've got to do. I think we've got to teach our minds again to slow down.
God, I want to do pilgrimage. No, because my mind is constantly on.
Yeah.
I've got ADHD as well, in the sense that I've got 400 tabs open in my brain the whole time.
Yeah.
And I find listening hard, especially if there's any background noise. I'm always kind of thinking of things. Yeah. But literally, I'm sat here now sort of listening with you and I leaning into what you're saying. And I think there's something about you're talking about this space that we can't put words around, that is there, but we have to slow down to access it. That sounds incredible. It's so simple, but it sounds incredibly impactful.
I think it's teaching ourselves again. I mean, people say meditate, yoga, go to the gym, do this, do that. We don't have to do that. We just need to sit in our own homes with nothing around us, nothing on, and just breathe. Yeah. And just teach ourselves to actually slow our bodies right down to, so you just like, just simmer right down.
Do you think you could do a series of kind of meditation?
You need Amanda.
I know.
Now find your breath.
Now, Jazz, take a moment.
Just personalised for you.
Yeah,
Jazz.
in a beautiful Welsh accent.
Yeah,
that's what I need.
But we have to do it because life is just so fast at the moment.
Yes.
Everything is fast. We're living... the weeks just go and we'd all say, no, the months are going faster. Yeah, because really, we're living next week before next week has come. We do have to take a breather.
Do you know what? We have a breather.
Well, and it's from the sublime to the ridiculous.
No, it's a breather. It's a kind of bit of space.
Get ready.
Because we have a new element, no expense spared.
Sometimes people find it hard to go into difficult questions and tricky topics, so we have this amazing...
You always look at me, I keep calling it the Wheel of Death.
It's not the Wheel of Death, it's the Circle of Trust.
Circle of Trust.
Oh.
Circle of Trust, or AKA the Wheel of Fortune.
The Wheel of Fortune.
You spin the wheel, give it a good welly because it's a bit sticky.
It needs some oil.
And it needs a bit of WD-40. And you get a topic. Now, you can choose to go with that topic, or you can think, you know what, I'm going to go again, I want a better topic. But the next one it lands on, you have to take.
Okay.
So it's a bit of a risk. It's the closest we've got to Traitors.
And the topic is sort of just like a jumping off point into conversation. So a story may come up for you, or a thought or a belief, or something that really pisses you off.
Okay.
Anything's
so there's no winter holidays on here.
Got to be really clear.
Well, talk to the producers after the show. We've got a lovely trip to West London for you.
Yeah.
On the tube.
Okay. Let's have a spin then. Let's go. Oh.
What's that?
Change.
So you can go. You can tell us something about change, or you can go for another.
I'm going to go again.
Oh, go for it.
Oh, taking a stand.
Oh, so that's your topic. Taking a
stand.
As a mum and a grandmother, you feel very guilty saying no. I think because the way I was brought up, my mum not being very maternal. My sister and myself were total opposite to her. We've always been there anything, like if they had to have a green t-shirt on sports day, we didn't want to, we'd be running around first thing and getting one, whereas my mother would have been, well, tough luck, you can go in orange, so we've always been there, and I've always tried to fix things for my children. If they're going through a difficult time, or if there's anything, I think, I'll fix it, if I can fix it financially, if I can fix it emotionally, I always try and fix their lives for them. So taking a stand for myself was a bit tough. It was a bit of a tough call, because you do feel guilty saying, no, mum's having time out, nanny's having time out. But the dragon took a stand. She did. I'm
in the same situation with kids, and also I grew up in and out of foster care, so very difficult relationship with my parents. And I know when I had children, it was very much, I'm going to give them everything. I'm going to do everything. If they need fairy cakes, I'm going to make fairy cakes. And it's exhausting. But the moment you don't, you feel like you're not doing good enough. And I don't know who was telling me that, but I kind of felt that. And I haven't taken a stand. It's taken me ages to get to a point of like, I don't have to do everything.
You feel you have to control their whole bubble, their whole lives, and fix everything that goes wrong. I mean, my twins passed their test last May. They don't like driving to college. They share a car.
Right,
they don't like driving to college. I still take them to college.
Okay. Now,
they have a car outside. And then it's like...
We're talking still like as of this now.
Do you
drive them now?
Their car, or you're driving...
Oh, no, I drive my car.
Oh, okay.
But, I take them because I think, they got to get up a little bit earlier to go themselves. They're really nervous about driving. So I'll take them. Why? Why?
What's the answer to that? Why?
Why?
Yeah, why?
Well, this is it. I don't know.
Why?
I think it's guilt. It's like a guilt thing.
It is the guilt thing, but guilt is not a good driver. It doesn't come from healthy growth. I've done this with my kids, and my thing is I'm stealing an opportunity for them to learn resilience, to fail, and to find another way.
Yes.
And there's going to be a time when I'm not here, and they're going to be like, oh, we don't know what to do because our mum always stood in for it. So I'm like, you know what, go and make some mistakes. Go and do, and that's what I try and tell myself. But it's still hard.
It's
really
I think it's
so
difficult.
easy for me. I could just tell.
and it's really, and they look at me and they just know how to work me. So I am now. It's a big world, girls. You've got to go out there. It's a really big world, but you have to embrace it. And as you said, you're going to fail. You're going to make mistakes. But that's how you're going to learn.
We've got a phrase now, as I say to my kids, a good mum would get up and take you to college, but a great mum, and they're like, I just want a good mum.
Yes.
Like, tough, you've got a great mum, so you can make your own way. So it's trying to reprogram though, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Mum brains.
Even as a grandparent, okay, my grandchildren are their children, but they're still my children. So I feel I've got to have my grandchildren to give my children a break.
Oh, no, don't break this to me.
Honey, your kids are loving this.
Because, I remember how hard it is with them. And I think, oh my gosh, right, I love having my grandchildren, but I think, by having them, I'm sort of still looking after my children as well because they need their own time.
You're being the parent.
So, but who has nanny's time? So this is why nanny learned to take a stand.
So as always, Hope and Anchor community, you are the third wheel on every discussion. So let's take a look at what you've been chatting about on our socials. On Facebook, during our break, we were asking what inspires your soul's connection to nature. Thanks so much to Rachel Webley, who sent us this. She said, learning how trees need mycelia, tiny fungi, and their roots to live. So many quiet, vital connections between people, creating the sustaining soil of community.
But we were also asking for books that lift the spirit.
Yes.
And I'm always interested in the different things that people say. So thank you to Rory Dalgleish, who recommended Pilgrim at Tinker Creek by Annie Dillard. But he says, don't expect religion. It's more about the universe, and most of its best questions are narrated through the exquisitely described seasons of a small place. So it's kind of finding spirituality where you didn't expect. To find it.
This taking a stand.
Yes.
And finding some quiet away from your family. How did you find that your identity changed because of that? I mean, you've gone back to taking your kids to driving them to college, but have you changed inside, or have you lost what was given to you?
No, I have. I do stand back and look at what I'm doing. And I know, as I said, I'm driving the girls. I know that's wrong now, whereas before I never questioned it.
Sorry, kids.
Yeah, I know that's wrong now. So it's a slow process for me, but I am learning to take that time for myself, which, you know, saying that, I mean, with the decision that one of them doesn't want to go to university, I'm selfishly thinking, great, I can keep one of them. I mean, I've had 5. You know, it's a lot to let all of them fly the nest in one go. You know, and I've got me and hubby left. You know, it's learning that relationship again.
Well, and speaking of hubby,
yes,
you are with your husband.
My first husband.
Your first husband, whom you divorced.
Yes.
And remarried.
Yes.
And divorced.
No, I haven't remarried.
Him.
No.
It's a do-over.
Yes.
It's a do-over.
Yes. He won't take me down the aisle again. He said he took me once. I am a Catholic, but we are living in sin. I'm very sorry to say that.
Why won't he take you down the aisle?
No, he said, you've come down there once, you're not coming again.
What are you, a show pony?
Yeah, exactly.
What's going on?
Yeah, exactly.
So what happened? What happened? Like you got divorced and you're back together. What happened?
So I met him when I was 16 and he was 19. And by the time I was 22, I had 3 children. Yeah. You know, the Welsh Valleys, that's how it was, you know. And I think my growing up, as I said, I knew I wasn't going to go to university. I had my O-levels. I went through my A-levels. It wasn't a question that I would stay having my A-levels. I had to get out and work because that wasn't the way my life was going to go. Yeah. You know, I had to be independent. I had to bring money into the house. So I knew I was just going to get a job, get married. That's how it was. So we had 3 children very quickly. Yes, no questions asked. We did have a TV, but they just came along. So we had 3 children very quickly. And I think it's just because I never had confidence in myself growing up, because my life was very different. I was the minority in my friends in school. You know, I was from a single family, which those days you weren't. We had the dinner tickets. Yeah. All my friends didn't. As I said, Mum used to be over the workman's club when I came off the school bus. She wasn't home. I never really believed that I sort of deserved the life that everybody else had and going to uni and doing that. So we got married, I had the children, but I always knew that there was more to me than just being a housewife. So I wanted to go back. I wanted a career. And we always stay friends. We just wanted different things from lives.
And you were really young when you...
Yeah, very young. Finished,
so, you know, growing up.
I think at 31 then, I went into a state agency. We just sort of drifted apart. But so we got divorced. We always stayed friends. He was always my best friend through my second marriage. Wasn't very good at all. And he was always there to support me as a friend. And then, I had other relationships. He had other relationships. He had a son with someone else who's now my stepson. And life just put us back together.
What was the moment that you were like, we're not just friends anymore?
I don't think there was
a
moment.
One moment. It was just a growing together.
Yeah, I just think we both know we're meant to be in each other's lives. You know, we're just totally meant to be in each other's lives. And he's my best friend as well as, well, not my husband, my partner.
Your partner, yeah.
He is my best friend. You know,
together,
we just know each other inside out, which is lovely. Yeah.
I love that.
And he never had any expectations for me. He knew me when I was really quiet, with no confidence. So he has seen me grow into this person, and he's so supportive and things, you know.
You know what that sounds like to me? That sounds not like living in sin at all. That sounds like living in real love. I'm not your priest, but that doesn't sound like living in sin. So that's just my take.
Yeah, I know. They used to say living in sin, didn't they?
Oh, well,
I think they still do sometimes.
Do they still say that? That's still a saying, is it? Living in sin.
Yeah. Whatever.
Oh, lovely. Thank you so much.
Well, it's not very sinful. I'm sure like that, okay? I'm too old now, if anyone's listening.
Your kids are literally going, oh, no!
I know, Mum. Stop
it. I love it. Our main job is to embarrass our kids now.
Yes,
that is our main job.
Definitely.
Amanda, thank you so much for being
You're
with
a
us
star.
today.
True star.
I think you are a star.
In my heart.
I think you are a star.
Thank you.
Glittering and lovely.
Thank you.
Friends, do check out the BBC's Pilgrimage series featuring Amanda trekking along the Pilgrim Way in North Wales.
Yes.
You can find it on the iPlayer. And thanks so much for being with us today. And I'm relieved, Amanda, I did not find a letter in my chair when I came in.
Who says there's not one waiting?
Check your pockets.
Nothing is
Yeah.
as it seems.
And next week, we've got a bonus episode where we take a divine day trip with our producer, the one and only Rachel. Hey, Rachel, what is all that about? Where are you going?
It's a recording I did. I was just overwhelmed with life, and I got an opportunity to spend 3 nights away off grid. I don't know if either of you have ever done that.
Never fully.
Off grid.
terrifying.
It was amazing. Obviously, I couldn't take my phone with me, but I took my recorder and I recorded some of the sounds and kind of my story, my journey through it. So that's where we're going to Wales.
Oh.
And you're journeying with me on a retreat, which really was a kind of reset of my mind.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that. That sounds good.
Are you going to talk about your mind reset on the recording? Will we hear how your mind was reset?
You will hear me on my way to the retreat, anxiously thinking about what is this going to do to me, and then as I leave, yeah.
It's a great ad. I'm loving this. What a great advert for being brave.
And also coming soon on Hope and Anchor, which is always on, we have Life After the X Factor with Marcus Collins, who is obviously on the X Factor and is also starring right now on the West End in Mrs. Doubtfire. So we can't wait to have him. Hope and Anchor is a project of the Methodist Church in Britain. It's produced by John Ryan and the wonderful Rachel Matthews.
She's
you've
awesome.
already met. I'm Trey Hall.
And I'm Jazz Amparfar. Until next time, peace.